Welcome to the Shigeaki podcast, where science and longevity come together to help you feel stronger and live longer, one wise decision at a time. I'm Dr. Mark Hyman, and today I want to ask you something simple but powerful. What kind of fish is in your kitchen right now? Because if you're over 60, the answer might be doing more harm than good to your heart, your memory, even your bones. We've been told for years that fish is healthy, that it's brain food, heart food, a fountain of youth on a dinner plate. And yes, some fish truly are, but others, the ones most commonly found in our fridges and restaurants, could actually be silently working against your body.
That's something I've seen for many decades, Mark. I'm Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, and after more than a century of watching how people age, both in Japan and around the world, I've learned this. Even with the best intentions, many older adults make the same quiet mistake. They eat fish every day, thinking it's good for their brain, their bones, their heart. But they choose the wrong kind: big fish, cheap farmed fish, fried fish, and the results build up over time. More inflammation, more fatigue, and declining health. In Japan, we view fish as a sacred food, but we're careful. We eat smaller fish, cleaner fish, and we prepare them gently with awareness of how aging bodies process what we eat.
Let me give you a real story. Frank is 67. He walks daily, takes his supplements, and eats fish 3 times a week. But when I saw him, he was constantly tired. His cholesterol was up, and he had early signs of memory loss. We looked at his diet. Turned out he was eating the same fish over and over again: canned albacore tuna, pan-fried swordfish, and battered fish fillets from the freezer aisle. Great intentions, terrible choices.
It's a story I hear too often. The truth is, not all fish support longevity after 60. Some, especially when fried, processed, or heavy in toxins, can do the opposite.
So, today we're going to shift that. In this episode, we'll reveal the 4 worst fish that people over 60 should never touch, and the 4 fish you absolutely should be eating to support your brain, heart, muscles, and bones. And we won't just list them. We'll show you how to use each fish wisely, which fish to eat in the morning for energy, which to pair with vegetables for anti-inflammatory power, and which can gently support overnight repair while you rest.
So if you're over 60 and you've been doing everything right, but still feel tired, heavy, or weak, this episode is for you. Don't give up on your body. Just give it the fish it's been waiting for. And if this message speaks to you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell, because each week we'll share one more small change that could lead to a much stronger, longer life.
After 60, your body doesn't bounce back the way it used to. Even if you're eating well, staying active, and taking your supplements, the truth is muscle mass starts to decline, bones lose density, and your immune system becomes more fragile. This is the age when every nutrient counts. And that's why fish, when chosen carefully, can be one of the most powerful foods in your entire diet. It's rich in omega-3 fatty acids to protect your heart and calm inflammation. It gives you vitamin D to strengthen bones and lift mood. It provides selenium, an antioxidant mineral that helps your body detoxify. And it delivers clean, digestible protein, which is critical for maintaining muscle as you age. In many ways, the right fish is like a multivitamin from the ocean.
But Mark, I've learned that it's not just about eating more fish. It's about choosing it wisely, because the wrong fish eaten regularly can slowly work against your health. Some are too high in environmental toxins that linger in the body, especially the brain and nervous system. Others come from heavily polluted or over-farmed sources where the fish are raised in conditions that reduce their nutritional value. And then there's the way the fish is prepared: deep-fried, overcooked, or drenched in oil, which turns a healing food into a pro-inflammatory trigger.
Exactly. And after 60, our ability to process stress, whether from food or the environment, becomes more limited. A fish that your body handled well at 30 might overwhelm your system at 70.
In Japan, we often say, the fish you choose after 60 determines the health you carry into 80.
Well said, my friend. Coming up next, we'll help you make those choices with confidence, starting with the fish that may be quietly doing more harm than good. Let's talk about one of the most concerning choices for people over 60, and that's swordfish. At first glance, it seems like a healthy, protein-rich option. But beneath the surface, swordfish is one of the highest mercury-containing fish on the planet. Mercury is a neurotoxin. It disrupts the central nervous system, impairs memory, affects sleep, and can contribute to mood disorders. And because mercury accumulates over time, eating swordfish even once or twice a week can quietly raise your body burden, especially in older adults whose detoxification systems are less efficient.
That's an important point. After 60, the body's ability to clear heavy metals, like mercury, becomes slower, and swordfish, being a large, long-lived predator, sits at the top of the marine food chain. That means it absorbs mercury from every smaller fish it eats, a process called biomagnification. By the time it reaches your plate, a single serving can contain mercury levels that exceed safety guidelines for the weak. In Japan, we advise older individuals to avoid fish that grow large and live long for this exact reason. Mercury doesn't just damage nerves, it also increases oxidative stress, worsens inflammation, and may even impair cardiac function in aging adults.
So, even if swordfish looks like a lean source of protein for seniors, it's far too risky. Now, let's look at another fish that many people eat regularly, often without knowing the danger: albacore and big-eye tuna.
Tuna is complex. Not all types are harmful. Small tunas like skipjack have lower mercury levels and are considered safer, but larger tunas such as albacore and big-eye pose a significant risk. Studies show that albacore tuna can contain 3 to 5 times more mercury than skipjack, especially when caught in certain regions of the Pacific or Atlantic.
In the US, albacore is often labeled as solid white tuna in canned products. It's marketed as a premium option, but it's actually higher in mercury than light tuna. Research from the FDA and EPA has consistently shown that frequent consumption of large tuna species is one of the top contributors to mercury exposure in older adults. And for people over 60, chronic low-level mercury exposure can increase the risk of cognitive decline, depression, and impaired cardiovascular health.
It's also important to consider frequency. Eating high mercury fish occasionally may not cause immediate harm, but if it becomes part of a weekly routine, especially with reduced detox function in aging, the risks compound over time.
So, here's the takeaway. If the fish is large, meaty, and long-lived, it's likely to carry a higher toxic load. And if it's in a can especially labeled as solid white or albacore, be mindful of how often you eat it, or better yet, consider safer alternatives.
The goal isn't to fear fish, it's to make smarter science-based decisions. For people over 60, choosing low-mercury fish can protect brain health, energy, and heart function, and that's something worth being intentional about.
Let's move on to the third fish on our list, one that's widely available, incredibly cheap, and often found in frozen fillets or served at buffets across the US. I'm talking about industrial farmed white fish, especially varieties like Pangasius, often labeled as basa or swai. At first glance, it seems like a smart choice. It's lean, boneless, and budget-friendly. But behind the price tag lies a serious problem: nutritional poverty. These fish are typically raised in overcrowded, low-oxygen ponds, often in countries where water quality and feed standards are poorly regulated. They're fed a grain-based diet instead of their natural aquatic diet, which results in extremely low levels of omega-3 fatty acids, the very nutrient we want most from fish.
And Mark, it's not just what they lack, it's what they carry. Because of the crowded and unsanitary conditions, these fish are often treated with antibiotics and exposed to harmful microorganisms. Traces of these chemicals can remain in the flesh and may contribute to antibiotic resistance and immune stress, especially in older adults. In Japan, we avoid what we call fast-grown fish species that are bred for speed and mass, not for nourishment. They tend to be higher in omega-6 inflammatory fats and lower in the nutrients our bodies actually need. For seniors already dealing with inflammation, joint pain, or elevated triglycerides, these fish can worsen the problem.
That's exactly right. When you choose fish, you want something that supports anti-inflammation, not contributes to it. Fish raised in industrial systems often lack the balance of healthy fats that wild or responsibly farmed fish provide. And for people over 60, whose joints, hearts, and metabolism are more vulnerable, that matters more than ever.
Let's now talk about the fourth fish on our list, or more precisely, a way of cooking fish that turns even healthy species into a serious health risk: deep frying.
Yes, this is a big one. Many people believe they're eating healthy just because they're eating fish. But when that fish is breaded, battered, and deep fried in reused oil, it becomes something else entirely.
Frying fish at high temperatures, especially with vegetable oils, causes the fat to oxidize, creating what we call free radicals. These unstable molecules damage cells, promote arterial stiffness, and accelerate vascular aging. Even good fish, when deep fried, loses its health benefits and becomes a pro-inflammatory food. That's why in Japan, older adults almost never fry fish. We steam, grill, or poach methods that preserve nutrients and avoid generating harmful compounds.
And let's not forget, fried fish is often paired with refined starches like fries or white bread, which spike blood sugar and increase insulin resistance. So instead of supporting your heart, you end up feeding the cycle of inflammation, fatigue, and chronic disease.
So if you're over 60 and still eating deep-fried fish regularly, it might be time for a gentle shift, not just in what you eat, but how you prepare it.
Let's summarize what we've covered so far. The 4 worst fish for people over 60 are large predator fish with mercury like swordfish, big tunas with accumulated toxins, industrial farmed white fish with poor nutrient density, and any fish that's deep fried in damaged oil.
They don't just cause inflammation, they can lead to brain fog, fatigue, joint pain, and even raise your risk of stroke.
Coming up next, the good news. We'll walk you through 4 kinds of fish that can help rebuild strength, reduce inflammation, and nourish your aging body from the inside out. Stay with us. All right, now that we've cleared the table of the fish that might be working against your health, let's talk about the ones that can actually help you heal, strengthen, and thrive. Starting with one of my personal favorites, wild salmon. It's rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which support your heart, reduce inflammation, and help preserve cognitive function, things we all need after 60. But it's more than that. Wild salmon is also a source of vitamin D, selenium, and high-quality protein, all crucial for maintaining bone density and muscle mass.
Yes, and in Japan we treat salmon with great respect, but we always emphasize how it's prepared. We don't deep fry it, we don't cover it in sugary sauces. We prefer to lightly grill it with a pinch of sea salt, or steam it with root vegetables like daikon and carrots. This keeps the nutrients intact and makes it easy on digestion.
That's such a good point. In the US, I often recommend my patients try baking wild salmon with olive oil, lemon, and fresh herbs like dill or parsley. Serve it alongside roasted vegetables or a quinoa salad, and you've got a meal that's powerful, clean, and deeply satisfying. Best time to eat it: lunch or early dinner. It gives your body energy without heaviness and helps stabilize blood sugar into the evening.
The second fish I want to highlight is often overlooked, but I believe it's a hidden gem for longevity: sardines. They're small, they're inexpensive, and they're packed with calcium, omega-3s, vitamin B12, and even coenzyme Q10, a nutrient that supports heart health and energy production.
And because sardines are small, fast-growing fish, they're also extremely low in mercury, which makes them an ideal choice for older adults. Plus, you eat the bones soft and edible, which provides a natural source of bioavailable calcium. That's a huge win for bone health.
In Japan, we often simmer sardines in a light soy broth with ginger, or grill them and serve with grated radish and steamed rice. The flavor is rich, but it's gentle. It doesn't overwhelm the body.
And if you're not used to sardines, here's how I recommend starting. Try canned sardines in olive oil. Choose brands with no added preservatives. Mash them onto a slice of whole grain toast with avocado and lemon, or mix into a salad with arugula cherry tomatoes and a drizzle of balsamic. When to eat them, they're perfect for breakfast or lunch. Light, nourishing, and full of clean protein to fuel your day.
And remember, small fish support small systems. For seniors, that means less burden on the liver, less inflammation, and more nourishment per bite.
So, to recap, wild salmon helps rebuild strength, support the heart, and calm inflammation. Sardines provide essential fats, bones, and minerals in a compact, affordable package.
2 fish. Simple choices, profound effects. Coming up next, 2 more gentle but powerful options you may not have considered and how to use them wisely.
Let's keep going with another underrated powerhouse, herring or small mackerel. These oily fish are rich in omega-3s, but also provide something many people over 60 are missing: vitamin B12. B12 is essential for energy, nerve health, and mental clarity. As we age, our ability to absorb it from food declines, and a deficiency can show up as fatigue, tingling, or even memory loss.
Yes, and herring or mackerel are excellent ways to support not only the brain, but also reduce joint stiffness, thanks to their anti-inflammatory fat profile. In Japan, we enjoy these fish grilled or simmered lightly in miso broth with turnips. They're warming, deeply flavorful, and easy to digest.
In the West, I often suggest trying pickled herring. Just watch the sodium, or better yet, look for smoked mackerel without added sugars or preservatives. One of my favorite quick lunches, a slice of smoked mackerel over a bed of greens with cucumbers, a drizzle of lemon olive oil, and a few pumpkin seeds. It's simple, filling, and keeps blood sugar stable. Best time to eat at midday or early evening. These fish give lasting energy without feeling heavy, and their fats help calm afternoon inflammation.
Now let's finish with a gentler fish, one that's perfect for people with sensitive digestion, heart conditions, or even early kidney stress. Cod. Cod is a white, flaky fish that's naturally low in fat, but still provides a good source of lean protein and selenium, a mineral that supports the immune system and helps the body manage oxidative stress.
What I love about cod is that it's easy on the stomach, yet still satisfying. It's great for people who want to maintain or rebuild muscle without straining their system.
In Japan, we often serve cod in nabe, a kind of hot pot, with tofu, vegetables, and seaweed. The broth absorbs the flavor and everything is gentle, balanced, and warming.
At home, cod works beautifully in light stews, soups, or baked with a sprinkle of paprika, garlic, and lemon zest. Another favorite, cod with tomatoes and olives. It's Mediterranean, heart-friendly, and incredibly easy. When should you eat cod? It's best in the evening. Because it's so light, it won't disrupt sleep, and the gentle protein supports overnight. Repair for bones, muscles, and tissues.
And for those who struggle with appetite at night, cod is a great solution, nourishing but not overwhelming. Pair it with soft vegetables or a bit of miso soup, and you have a complete healing meal.
So let's recap today's second pair of heroes: herring and mackerel, small, oily, brain-boosting, anti-inflammatory; cod light, clean, easy to digest, and ideal for dinner and healing rest.
4 fish, 4 simple tools to help you protect your body after 60 with every delicious bite.
By now, you've seen it clearly. Not all fish are created equal. Some build your body back up, others quietly break it down. And after 60, those subtle differences matter more than ever.
Yes, your body after 60 is no longer just a machine to keep running. It becomes more like a garden, something to nurture gently with intention. What you put into it, how you tend to it, that makes all the difference.
We've talked about the 4 fish to avoid the ones that bring in mercury, inflammation, and unnecessary stress. And we've introduced 4 powerful alternatives fish that can calm the joints, sharpen the mind, and rebuild strength one meal at a time.
And I want to say this clearly: you don't have to make a perfect change overnight, but you can begin with just one better choice this week. Maybe that means choosing sardines instead of canned tuna, or baking a piece of wild salmon instead of ordering something fried, or trying cod with vegetables instead of skipping dinner altogether.
These aren't trends, they're timeless habits. Habits that support clarity, energy, and resilience as you age. And what I've seen again and again is that when people make even one small shift, they start feeling better. They move more. They sleep more deeply. They wake up more clear-headed.
In Japan, we believe that longevity is not just about adding years, it's about adding quality to those years. What you eat is not separate from how you walk, how you sleep, or how you think. And fish, when chosen wisely, can be one of the most healing elements in your entire life.
So don't be overwhelmed. You don't need to be perfect. But don't underestimate the power of food either, especially when it comes to supporting a vibrant, active life after 60.
I've lived a very long life, and I've seen how small things done with consistency shape your destiny. The fish on your plate today may be the reason you stand taller and think clearer 5 years from now.
That's so true, and I hope you feel empowered now, not afraid, not restricted, but excited to nourish your body in new ways.
Thank you for spending this time with us. Your health, your strength, and your peace of mind, they're all still within reach.
And if this conversation helped you, even just a little, please consider liking this video, subscribing and sharing it with someone you care about.
Because knowledge, like good health, is something best shared generously.
We'll see you in the next episode of the Shigeaki podcast, where wisdom meets science and every decision becomes a step toward a longer, stronger life.